gentlemen, whilst we wait for the screen to load, here, we're back with another video of F1 2019. And today, we are doing the German GP. And yeah, hopefully we can have a good race as well. In terms of weather forecast for this weekend, it's going to be literally like the real life Grand Prix. It's going to be a dry qualifying with a wet race, so obviously that could be certainly a challenge in itself. So obviously we will have that challenge, of course, but hopefully that won't affect us too much as things would currently stand, of course. So, we're going to now jump straight into qualifying for today's race, and we're going to see where it takes us, and hopefully we can get a good result today, and another podium really. I think that's what we got to aim for, maybe a pole position and a podium, and potentially a race win as well. We can't always get race wins, but we have to aim for them as well. But, here we go then, so we're going to go out on the soft here. Hopefully, unlike last time, we can just go straight out on the soft, get the lap done. No problems, no questions asked. This is what we want, of course. But what we want and what we'll get are two different things, as you guys know in life. But hopefully, it will be the case. So, we're already out the pits now. It looks like we're one of the first cars out on the track. Obviously, turn down the ERS mixture. And Raikkonen having a little bit of contact with me there on our out lap. So we've got no ERS. We've turned down our engine mixture right now. Now, even with our warm components, we should be able to get through safely into Q2, I would suspect. So Q2 shouldn't be too much of an issue. We head now down round a Sachs corner. And now we can set about on our lap of Hockenheim through turn 1. Oh.
What happened? Let me know you're okay.
Jeez. We'll retry. We'll start from here, so there's no time advantage. Through turn 1, that's better, that's the line we want, through there, bit deep through turn 2, through 3, 4, run the car out wide. Now that we up the hill, not even a corner through 5, turn 6, Russell slightly distracting me there. Not been the greatest lap so far, I'm not gonna lie. So we do have time in the car to find. Through the Sachs corner. Out on the ice rink, and yeah, 3 tenths down on the Alpha, but don't forget the Alpha is now one of the more quicker cars in career mode, so that isn't necessarily a bad lap to be 3/10 down at this stage. So Bottas goes second quickest for now. I'm gonna go again, by the way. We do have like enough fuel on board, so we're gonna go again for a second lap to see if we can improve on our second attempt. Gasly goes P1, so Gasly 7/10 quicker. Let's see if we can improve. So, through turn 1, not bad, improving a little bit. Two tenths up, and that's slightly up on Gasly's time as well, so we've just put in the fastest first sector. We've just gained half a second through there. I did say like we were slightly distracted going into that corner. Bit slow through there, but nonetheless half a second improvement roughly. And that's P4, so that was a better improved lap, 2 tenths off our teammates' pace. So yeah, that's a much better improved lap than there. As I said, you know, it wasn't necessarily a bad lap for our first lap, it was just a bit slow to what we would have liked. So we're now going to come into the pit, and we'll pit for obviously some fresh components, and we'll do some component swapping now in this session. We can actually change engine parts, we're not changing any aerodynamic parts, obviously. There's no rule that prohibits changing of engine parts in qualifying, it just prohibits changing engine parts. So I think we should be safe with that 1:11.6, that should easily get us through. I'd be surprised if it didn't. Lewis Hamilton now doing the fastest lap time of the session in Q1 here, obviously, but it's not necessarily about doing the fastest time in qualifying, it's just about making sure you get through. We had a bit of a moment there. That should have us been in the wall, but oh well. The game still saved us there, which is remarkable. But anyway, so we're gonna now change a few parts, okay, just to, you know, help us out, give us a bit more power. We should have changed it at the start, but oh well, at least some parts are now done for the rest of the year. And they have gone a bit further than maybe what they could have, so these two parts, no penalty will be taken for them, so we've now got to be safe. If we're not safe, we're out, but I'm pretty sure we should be safe with that time, 3 tenths off the best. So yeah, so it looks like we're lacking a little bit in the middle, but oh well, that I think will come to us anyway later on. Now I want to take a bit of fuel off for the next lap. So are we through? Yes we are, so 6 tenths off then there, as Pierre Gasly I think went out and improved his lap into the 1:10. So 1:10.9 is now the best time of the session, really. So Q2 will now commence, and we'll now go through Q2. Now, what we're going to do here, we're going to fast forward time to about the 10-minute mark, and then after the 10-minute mark, we're going to go out. That should leave us enough time if we need to commit to a second lap in qualifying. However, we're going to have to wait anyway 4 minutes, so that's okay, don't mind. Repair's taken 4 minutes, more or less. So we can now go out with 10 minutes to spare. We've now got 10 minutes to basically get the car out, do a lap, and make sure it's quick enough to go through. So 1:11.6 was good enough for 10th. So I'm going to say we need a 1:11.3 if we want to go through here to Q2, Q3, and to qualify. Now, it doesn't really matter what tyre we start the race on, however, because it is going to be wet. However, if it did, let's say, or wasn't wet, like, it is a possibility, you just never know. If it ain't wet, we could obviously start on this tyre, and that only benefits us in the end rather than everyone else. But that's if we can get through. Also, it's good to check how much pace you got in the car maybe as well to everyone else, and yeah, I think it's just nice as well to go through, but it's not going to be easy. So, obviously, the car's a lot lighter than it was before. So we can now focus on getting this lap right. Here we go then, on a lap of Germany again. For the second time in this session. And a little bit off Bottas, only a tiny fraction. Oh, getting a bit of wheel spin there. Not good. Now this is where the Red Bull, in theory, should be at its best. 6/10 down now. But I think we can certainly make that up, hopefully, in the final sector. So 6/10 off the pace. We were, and it's a 1:12, so not good enough even to go through on these tyres, unfortunately. That's the case then. So right now we are going to then have to commit to the soft tyre then now. So that's been decided, as we're just a bit too slow then there. And I don't think it was necessarily a bad first sector. It was actually quite a good first sector, in fact. But I think the issue was, certainly here, we got a bit of wheel spin off this corner. And I think the middle sector is certainly where we lost the time. So we didn't have the grip. But the car feels good anyway. Feels a rather complacent car, going more or less where we want it, which is good. So we'll now come back in, we'll fit on the softest tyre, and we'll go out at the end of the session to complete our lap, because I've got really no worry about going through. Like, we were only 9/10 off, actually, so actually weren't a bad lap. 9/10, if you think of it, maybe is what you'd expect from this tyre to be off. So, you know, I think it weren't a great lap either, don't get me wrong, but it weren't a bad lap either. Like, I think it was an okay lap. It wasn't a thriller. But if the race is going to be wet tomorrow anyway, it won't really make a difference what tyre I guess we qualify on, so long we qualify. So, obviously Gasly though, on the medium, he is putting a good lap. So, Gasly is out showing me today. He is actually through on the medium tyre. So, wow, my teammate is out showing me. I don't think he'll qualify on that medium tyre. I think that'd be too much of a risk. Only 3/10 from safety. Like, we're going to massively improve now. I hope. But yeah, you know, Gasly certainly doing something we're not. Like, I don't think, as I say, it'll be enough for him to go through, but nonetheless, it's still a very impressive lap from Pierre Gasly in the Red Bull, in my sister car. So yeah, Gasly really outshowing us today. And that's a bit of a surprise, because so far in the first two qualifyings, we've actually done the better job. We've got 2 pole positions. Gasly hasn't been maybe as good of a competitor. But obviously, it's not Q2 where the lap time counts, it's Q3 that decides your position, especially when you're in the car like a Red Bull. So obviously, that is what counts. Not being complacent though. So now, turn up the engine, turn up the and put it into full mode, as we can now set about on our second lap. And a little bit of improvement through there. We sort of do tend to corner cut that first corner. So first sector, and we're actually up on the best lap time so far of the session, which is only a positive then. Not the greatest exit, even though we're on a better tyre. Been a quite messy lap so far, not great. 2/10 down, so only going green in the middle sector. Now this is where we need to make sure we don't lose time, just consolidate the lap. As we now make the dash to the line, it's a 9/10 improvement, what we would expect. Where does it get us? It gets us P1 then there, so obviously first in that session, so that's a very good improvement. But Gasly didn't go out or didn't improve on his time, and he qualifies on the medium tyre, so that's a very impressive lap from Pierre Gasly then there, even though it may look like it's not a great lap due to how far down he is, but that's a very good lap. He's the only one out of all the top 10 cars able to get through then that session, and we only just out-qualified Valtteri Bottas. So it looks like it's going to be a very interesting battle for pole position then today. It looks like it could be a 3 or maybe even a 4-horse race for pole. And this is going to be ultra close then, because Gasly, we know he did the fastest lap time of a 1:10.9 in that first session. I've done the fastest lap time in this session, however, only just, but we did make a few mistakes on that lap, so therefore we should in theory have a bit more time still to come from the car. Then you got Bottas, who seems to be in the mix, but does he have more time to extract from the car? That's the ultimate question. And then obviously you've got the two Alphas as well, which we know are already fast. So it's going to be a real interesting mix for pole here, and could go to really any one of us top, well, I guess now 4 teams in a way. I don't know whether Ferrari's in the mix. I don't think they are, so it does look like it's going to be a battle between us, the 2 Red Bulls, Bottas and the 2 Alphas today for pole position, but obviously we can't count others out yet. Still. So we're out here nice and early, of course, for our lap in Q3, going out quite early in this session, as we now go past the Mercedes grandstand. Obviously that's where a lot of Mercedes fans will be for the race, as we now enter the stadium section here, as we go now round the Sachs curb, and now approaching where the drag slip is, where, as drivers described, it was an ice rink, and that isn't what we want to be doing. Jeez, that was terrible. I'm going to use just the one flashback today for this session. That was absolutely horrible. Like we bounced off something, and the curb just chucked us out there. So through turn 1, quite nicely anyway. .15.5, so that's quite a quick sector. That's a phenomenal sector actually. Traction, that's it. This lap's actually been so far my best lap. .49.3. Hamilton with the 1:11.4, so he's certainly in the mix now. But what are we gonna do? We're gonna go a 1:11.1, so that's a very good lap from us, 0.3 quicker. So Hamilton is not quite on our level yet in the Mercedes, but a 1:11.1, so that's only about a 10th quicker than the first, or then our original lap in Q2, so not much quicker than the Q2 time, only maybe less than a 10th then there. So Weber third, so right now Lucas Weber is P3, Leclerc goes second, so the Ferraris are possibly in the mix now here. Sainz third, so right now it's a Ferrari powered 2 and 3, so Ferrari looking good. Bottas now goes second, so lap times are falling. I'm just waiting for my teammate. Just waiting actually, gonna come in quite slow because I want to know what time my teammate does. And I don't think my teammate did go faster, so it looks like then it's a 3-horse race between myself, Bottas and Leclerc now. So things have seemed to have changed here at the Red Bull camp. It doesn't look like Gasly has the pace, but let's not rule him out. We've still got one more run to come, so obviously one run remaining, and obviously this is now where it all counts. Gasly, though, certainly had a bad lap then there. I know Gasly can do faster, because that just matches his best time from Q2, really. It's not even his best time from Q2, so yeah. Still got a bit more pace, I feel we do as well, so I reckon we can get into the 10s, but it's not going to be easy. So we'll sim forward the time, and we're now going to go to the track.
Speed trap, 165.1 miles per hour. Complete.
So, here we go then. It's the final lap of this qualifying session for all the cars, and it's now a do or die moment, effectively. You either do get pole, or you don't get pole. That is the only way now, as everyone more or less kind of outline astern as us two Red Bulls come out in that order. As my teammate, I think, wanting to overtake, I'm not too sure. Yes, he does. So us two Red Bulls are battling for effectively in a way track position here, but also pole position. Gasly does have the car to get pole, but does he have the ability? He certainly did do the fastest lap in that first session, so obviously there is potential there for Gasly. He did a 1:10.9 at the start of the session. Since then, hasn't been able to match that crucial lap time. If he did that in this session and now, he would be easily on pole. So here we go then, as we all now go and start this lap, and this is the final lap then we will do on the German circuit. Bit wide, bit of a corner cut as well, so a bit of twice then there, but won't affect our lap. We didn't gain any time, but we're losing time as things would come. In that first sector, almost half a tenth down, but only marginal right now, so there is still time. But I don't really feel like the first sector's where we need to improve. I feel the sectors we need to improve are the middle, and we are gaining then on our best lap time. Then we're a tenth up right now on our best lap. And again losing, so not much more we can do. I don't think we've got enough in the car. And Bottas takes pole away, and I don't think we're going to improve. We're not. Can Gasly save a Red Bull's day? No, he can't, and nor can we. So Bottas on pole, we will take second place. Not a bad result though, either way you cut it. Second place is very, very good, but Gasly couldn't do any better than me either, so there we go then. P2, not bad, only just P2, not massive margins. As I say, it was quite a close contest between us and the Mercedes. I thought Gasly would be closer, he wasn't, unfortunately. The Mercedes, the Ferraris turned out to be very close actually, in all fairness, but it is Bottas on pole. We will take P2 then for the race. Not a bad result, not bad, but obviously wish it could be more. But unfortunately it's not. But it's going to be a wet race anyway, so that should even things up. And in fact, that probably suits us more than other cars. So, in all fairness, even though it's going to be Bottas pole, it's not necessarily a Bottas win. it probably comes more towards us the colder the track is, especially in this scenario. And the more corners the track has, also again, it comes more towards us. So yeah,
Right.
you know,
I think we can call that a
obviously,
successful qualifying. We should be
I
in with a good
reckon
chance in the
this
race.
will be a good race, but it should be. I don't think it'll be full wets. I reckon it'll be intermediates. In all honesty, it doesn't. It says like 3 raindrops, so that to me would indicate intermediate tyre. Wouldn't indicate a wet weather start. Obviously, the race won't start behind the safety car, and the race won't even do 3 formation laps behind the safety car. It'll be only 1. However,
Good afternoon and welcome
have I
to
changed
it's
my
time to
mind?
see how our
Could be a
drive-
wet start, you know. I'm not too sure, but we're soon going to find out what my team recommends.
We managed
My
to
team
qualify
recommends
better than we
the
expected yesterday,
intermediate.
so let's do the same again
Then,
today.
so they're saying it'll be a 0-stop strategy. However, we could risk 15 seconds and take obviously the 2-stop strategy. For now, I'm going to go 1-stop. If we want then the 2-stop, we can choose to do that later on, but neither here or there. So we now set away on our formation lap then.
Lap is good, but we need to learn the gears, so go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes,
Ooh,
so
car
put some
just
energy into
snapped
them.
there.
The tyres as well, please.
Remove from formation lap, you're having a joke. Right, I'll just restart the formation lap. That time car didn't snap there. Yeah, obviously that's a bit stupid. It removes you from formation lap. So you need to warm tyres still, get them in the right operating window. Roughly, you don't want them too hot, you don't want them too cold, obviously. You just want them just right, around 66 Celsius. So you don't have to do too much weaving in wet condition. You still have to warm them up, though, to make sure they're warm. Because by the time you hit first corner, you want to have the grip there to support you. Now, it is going to get lighter, the rain. Weather report.
This heavy rain will last another 10 minutes before we see it transition over to light rain. Inters and wets will probably have similar pace at the moment.
So inters and wets will have similar pace. So we could have gone wet tyre. However, strategists calling it inters. I think inters right choice anyway, as well. So we're now coming around to start the race. Bottas on pole, Leclerc third, Sainz fourth, Vettel fifth, Hamilton sixth. I'm not too sure who's behind him. I think it's Weber, then Perez, then Russell and Gasly rounds up the top 10, if I'm correct. Let's just quickly confirm that. So I know the top 5, well, top 6. It is Weber and it is Perez. Then Russell, then Stroll, then Gasly, sorry. So yeah, I was correct then there. That's actually quite nice, actually, being correct. Because obviously, in this year's game, drivers do transfer. Obviously, so you can see, let's say, Bottas end up at Red Bull. So Bottas could be my teammate for next year, for all I know. Not too sure who will be my teammate, but you know, there's always a possibility of someone else being your teammate other than Gasly or other than Bottas, who, all I know, also they could re-promote Verstappen, which would be nice. But 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go then here at a wet Germany, and Bottas has just made a good start as we push Leclerc out. However, Leclerc does join back in the, well, in front of me. So either way, it worked for Leclerc, and we're now all through the start phase as Leclerc will now try to go up my inside. I'm going to defend that inside line, so he will have to go around the long way into the corner as we head into the hairpin. And whilst we battle this really just helps out Bottas to get away, and we push out Leclerc wide. Hamilton now up to third, so Hamilton's got a good start, up from 6th into 3rd then here. And we now look to chase down and just find a rhythm in this race, as Bottas has a 1.8 second lead, an advantage on us right now. So obviously these tyres have to make it to the end of the race. Okay, we could come in do a 2-stop strategy, however we're choosing not to today. We've chosen to go for the for the 0 stop, I guess they call it in Formula 1. Now we're going to turn down our ERS mixture, because I no longer really need it to be full beam at this phase of a Grand Prix, as Hamilton will get a good run, but not enough to challenge up my inside. However, we go deep. Hamilton will be there on the exit, however didn't get enough of a run to really get a proper launch or a proper challenge down my inside. So Hamilton will be smelling a mistake there, and he will think, do more of that and I'll penalise you, sort of thing, or you know, get you, sort of thing. So Hamilton on our tail as we head into lap 3, and we've dropped back a little bit from Bottas. We've lost 2 tenths so far this lap, and the car wanting to snap out there, having to sort of drift it onto the ice rink we go. Not as slippery as what I imagine it was in the race, but we do the fastest lap, and we gain 2 tenths that lap then on Bottas then. So obviously it does look like we do have good pace then here, which is nice to see. Pace where we can compete. Don't look like we got stellar pace, but pace good enough to challenge Valtteri Bottas and his Mercedes. But Bottas does pull out a little bit then in this first sector this time, and Hamilton will go up our inside. We go deep on our brakes. We're going to lose out now a position, and maybe even 2.
Increase ERS deployment.
It depends. So yeah, we've lost out to both Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton then there, after that mistake. And now, obviously, sort of in now what I would call dirty air. Well, we are in dirty air, but in the wet, dirty air doesn't really work the same, if that makes sense. You tend to have a bit of a different effect on the car. And in fact, probably better to follow when you're in the rain, because you can see where, how can you put it, not to go, as Hamilton's pace is lightning quick. We can't even keep up. Well, that's how quick it is. 25 then was his lap time, which is lightning quick, as we still go through first sector. We're struggling actually with the car right now, as the track tending to dry up, which is rather unusual. But we're doing a good enough job to get P4, but I do want a podium, and if anything, a race win, because obviously it's what the team deserves.
This downpour will last for another 10 minutes, then we expect the conditions will transition to light rain. Our gap to the car in front is 1.7 seconds.
It's not been great since lap 1, well, since lap 2 really. It's just gone downhill from now. Like, we haven't had a good lap. a lap where I can feel confident in the car. Yeah, which is a shame, but we're still only just, that's our best final sector, by the way. We're still only just, well, we're still in contention for the win, don't get me wrong, like, we're not out of contention or anything, still got enough time to win, and that's another mistake, another crucial error in our racing at the moment, and that's us now down to P5, which is a shame because that means we're losing out and we're going to go deep into the corner and we're going to lose out even more positions. Why am I doing this? Like, this isn't, we're just going backwards right now. Oh dear, that's an error and a half. We were just out of control there. We were. It's annoying because I can see my rivals getting away from me, and every moment we go backwards I just see also we're off on the gravel. We've done a Vettel then there, literally we did a Vettel from 20, well from, like we couldn't slow the car down, it was impossible to get that car slowed. Luckily we sort of came in at a bit of a different angle and a bit maybe more momentum, but yeah, we literally do a Vettel as the mistakes just continue to pour in right now. And that's what it feels like. Mistakes are just pouring in and there's no recovery right now. We go once again out on to the drag slip. That's where, as I say, drivers were complaining about it being like an ice rink, and we're, well, the whole track's like an ice rink right now, I would say. We're just not competitive enough in the rain right now, which is a great shame. And my teammate is also laying down the squad as well, because obviously right now whilst we go backwards, our teammate isn't going forwards. No, we're gonna reset. Let's try and have a factory reset halfway through this race, and let's try and focus on our speed in the car. Let's not try and focus on racecraft. That's good. Right, that's better. That gives me a bit more confidence. Now it's time to keep that confidence up. Let's try and make sure we don't lose that mojo, and let's make sure we can consolidate it. Very good. There we go. That's it. That's what we want. That's how we're gonna do it. So we've got to speak to the car. Right now, feel what the car wants. Only a tad down then in that first sector. And we're going to have to save fuel actually in this race, which is annoying, because it's not something I want to do personally. As the rain is now tending to ease. Clouds are starting to brighten up. We're looking better. And in terms of tyre life's absolutely fine.
Quick tyre update for you. Everything's looking nice and tidy on our end. Let us know if you start to feel any issues.
Hamilton absolutely flying right now. As we now do our personal best lap time. Yes, that's it. Get in there. The car's now starting to come to me.
Battery charge is high. Let's increase ERS deployment to up the pace.
Again, we're still down in that first sector. That was excellent drive off the corner.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
No, we're not catching, we're actually falling behind right now. Charles Leclerc does the fastest lap. We go for a half slide.
2.8 seconds.
We just take a massive chunk out of that first corner. And that's our fastest first sector. No surprise really, after taking such a huge corner cut. And there goes Vettel now on Carlos Sainz. Round the outside there will go. We're sort of going to slide almost into the back of Vettel. Lucas Zeber will be alongside. Zeber's now in front of myself. Can we get back at Zeber? We will go down the inside. Yes, we can. We're now back into 6th place. And we can now slightly also turn up the engine. Hopefully we can gain through this final sector. And yellow flag out for someone. Virtual safety car. And you know what? I'm going to come in, take a risk. Why not?
Slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce
So
your pace.
in we come. This is a virtual safety car moment, so obviously we were going 50 miles per hour. Right, so we're coming in. Effectively, we're doing a 2-stop strategy, but because on the virtual safety car, you only
Release.
really gear unavailable. Because on the virtual safety car, you don't lose as much. We didn't even gain a 5-second penalty. Now, the game has given us 5 seconds for nothing. This game is corrupt. Why is it doing this? It's just holding me in the pits. And then giving me 5-second penalty every time I use a flashback.
Exit now.
So effectively, as I was saying, we only gain half the time, so effectively we've got fresh inters.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. VSC ending, we're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
So now we can return to racing speed, so we've now effectively got fresh tyres, and now we're going to become a threat in this race, because now with fresh tyres we can just push unlimited, and yeah, so long we don't get overtaken. But we're going to hold on, and with that fresh grip, just see how much that gives you. It gives you a ton. It's like being on a fresh pair of slicks. And we've got 7 laps, okay, by the way, 8 actually, to make this work. And in a way, it sort of forces everyone now into a one stop as well. So as soon as their tyres fall off, my tyres become good.
Just keep your concentration out there. Gap to teammate ahead is 8.4 seconds.
We're miles quicker in that first sector. So 0.2 of a second then quicker. But obviously we've got to make the passes if we want to have this to be a success. And we've got to make them quite crucially quick, in all honesty. But we've got no DRS to assist us right now. So it's quite crucial we get passes done. Even though their tyres are upholding quite nicely, they've just done fastest laps.
Okay, we've got plenty of energy. Switch to overtake and have a go.
We'll do fastest final sector, but not fastest lap. Oh no, that's bad. Right, time to go. This should help us the drying track though, either way. Don't want Perez, I'm sorry, Stroll to go up my inside, that'd be catastrophic. Really? Come on. Bottas doing fastest lap now.
Leclerc has set the fastest lap of the race so far.
Why can't it just dry? Weather report.
The radar's showing a clear patch on its way. There's about 10 more minutes of this rain. Inters seem like the fastest tyre for now.
Alright, we're now finding blistering pace.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
And now we can get in clean air and push like hell. This should, I think, be fastest lap, so long we keep it clean in the final sector. We've been very quick through here all race weekend. And that's the fastest lap. So we now go 1:23.2. Of others' tyres will now start to decay quite quickly in the rain. And we still have a chance of getting P4, maybe P5 back here. I don't think it would be enough to get podium, but we've got a good chance of certainly. I think we'll finish ahead of our teammate, so long we make sure we don't make mistakes. We're now, I think, back within 3 seconds. No, 4.9. Well, what? Really? 4.9?
We need to push now. Set ERS deployment to overtake. ERS to overtake.
Don't quite agree yet. Calm down, Jeff. Come on. 4.2. So we need to find, I would say, catch Butler. We need.
This pace is strong, but be aware your tyres need to go the distance.
Alright, so 3 laps, and the gap's 4 seconds to points.
There's 3.
Teammate status.
We're trailing our teammate by 5.5 seconds. They're on old Inters. They're in 9th. The time last lap was a 1 minute 24.5.
Come on. So the freshness of the tyres certainly gone past their best. So that means effectively we're now evening out here, which isn't good. We're only gaining them marginal. We need to. Right, I feel like now's the time we're going to turn up the engine after or down the straight to its full beams.
Gap to car in front is 2.7 seconds.
Time to go then. Let's get a point.
Looks like the weather is going to dry up in about 5 minutes.
Really? Come on, car. Let him go. Get a move on, car. You're only literally 2 positions away. You can do this.
This is your final lap of the race.
22. We're in 1 second zone now. 1.7 in fact. Come on. I don't think we've got it in it. Enough! For crying out loud. That's a joke. I was gonna say, I don't think we have it in us to get points. I have my doubts. Because, yeah, we're now, even though we're right up, I think we needed maybe an extra lap. Unless we can literally dive bomb somewhere, which I'm not too sure. We're going to be a position out anyway, I feel, right now.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix 2 soon.
Ah, what a set. In a way, I feel like accepting the result now. We've crashed twice on this final lap. And Bottas is the race winner. We did do a good job to close the gap though down, I think, personally. Well, we're practically pushing Devon Butler through that final corner. That's what we're doing. We're pushing Butler through the final corner.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
That's not good. I've got nothing really to say. We've never been strong in wet races. I don't know why. Like, we've had one good wet race on this game, but otherwise, yeah.
So after a magnificent race, we can
Like,
now see the
I don't
drivers
know.
making their way to the podium.
And Bottas wins.
Let's
Many
see how the
congrats to
driver
him.
standings have changed. Charles Leclerc, currently leading the championship standings, extends his lead even further with this result. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day?
So we don't fall down the order, but yeah.
But you can't argue that he's a driver deserving.
I honestly can't really say much really there. Like, we didn't get the result we came here for.
Amazing performance out
It's
there.
a
I'm sure you're pretty happy
disappointment.
with that.
Not really. Why would I be
How do
happy
you feel
with
the weather
that?
affected the outcome today? Do you have any comments about the collisions? Well,
I'm not really
thanks
gonna
anyway.
comment there. So yeah, as I say, I guess we've got other tracks though to look forward to. It's not just Germany. Hungary should be a good one. Yeah, I think the championship for us is over in terms of, you know, being able to compete in the Drivers' Championship. Like, to lose quite a lot of points there today. Like, but I guess it never really started. We didn't really, we lost 8 races, you could say, or we weren't there for the first 8 races with Red Bull. So
What on earth was
yeah.
that performance? Come on, this isn't bumper cars at the fairground. Your results and conduct here
as I say,
so
like,
pay more attention. We can't
the
afford
aim
to
is
lose
though
this
not to really beat, okay, Leclerc. It's mainly to really beat those and beat like our teammate well. That's our aim, and probably to hold on to second place in the constructors really against Mercedes. I think that's the aim though for this season, mainly, primarily. But that's our worst race since coming here as a Red Bull driver, and it also ends a run of points. That does as well. But not only does it end a run of points, it also ends a run of podiums for myself, which is a shame to have that on our CV, I guess. But yeah, yeah, really nothing really more to say, is there? We'll make a few upgrades to the car. I'm gonna do that. Maybe upgrade. We're not gonna make upgrade here. Can we make upgrade there? Get one in the chassis. That should help then. So we're gonna have M2 upgrades coming for the next race anyway. That should help. obviously. I don't think there'll be a regulation change this season, as there was one last season, personally. I have my doubts, personally, about that. We're going to go for that, obviously. We're going to take them, and yeah, so obviously we'll quickly check whether them upgrades have come through. We'll check the weather for this weekend, hopefully not raining. And by the way, I still got to make up for a race on the wheel. I'm going to do that at the Singapore Grand Prix, by the way, so we're going to use the wheel for the Singapore Grand Prix. Just for the race, not for qualifying. So we're going to use a controller for qualifying, the wheel for the race, and then that sort of evens it out. So therefore we've had then 7 races then, or 8 races on the wheel, and 13 on the controller, which would then be just right. Because so far we've actually only had, well, not even 4 on the wheel yet. Let's check whether the upgrades have come through. Check. Yes, one has come through, but it's not going to be a dry qualifying. It's going to be a dry and wet qualifying, dry race. So that is going to be different, indeed. But at least it's a dry race, I guess. That will be, I guess, suits us. Then, so yeah, that's gonna suit us, I guess, to that degree. Gonna select a rival now. I want our rival to be Lucas Weber for now. Yeah, so right. Thank you for joining. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I do apologise about the result. It weren't the greatest result, let's not lie. But obviously, yeah, that's Formula 1 for you. Sometimes you can just have a race where things go exactly according to plan, and other times, just like today, you know, things don't go to plan and things go quite wrong. And that, I guess, is what happened today. So yeah, you know, we're not happy, we can't be happy with that, but oh well, that's life. It's not always going to go to exactly according to plan, and today it certainly didn't. So yeah, but otherwise, that's then that for today then, ladies and gents. Hope you have a good day. See you all tomorrow for another video of F1 2019. Subscribe, like and share. I'm your host, Julian. Over and out.